What is up, guys? Welcome back to Run by Crypto. Thank you guys for tuning in with me today. I'm going to be talking about why Jasmy is going to hit 80x and what that looks like. Right now, Jasmy's sitting at 0.003. 80x really takes us back to about 24 cents. That's an 80x. Think about that. Anyways, so with that being said, we're going to chat about that. We're going to chat about Jasmy, all the utility behind it, and why it's going to make so much money in 2025. And on top of that, we're going to chat about the Bitcoin halving and the Litecoin halving. So we're going to see some major pumps in the market soon, guys. Probably within anywhere from 6 to 9 months, we'll see some action start to happen, and then people are going to be saying, man, I wish I would have got in sooner. And that takes me to another point. There's so much bad news that is coming out and trying to scare people out of crypto right now. I know today actually is Monday. I seen an article or something saying that SEC said, oh, Coinbase halt all cryptocurrencies in the United States, which is fake. But here's the deal. This news is not going to stop. So you need to make sure that you're ready, you're prepared, that you're understanding, you have that thick skin to muster through all this bad news that's coming, because people are going to try to shake you up out of the crypto space to get more for themselves. People are greedy. When it comes to money, you guys know how it is. People are going to do whatever they can to get the upper hand and take that from you. So make sure you guys have that thick skin. Make sure you got no emotion. Make sure you understand that they're trying to take away from you, and you have to be prepared for that. You can't fall for the bad news. Even if exchanges are collapsing all around you, you have to understand what you're investing in and understand that the future is in this crypto space. All right, guys, let's get into it. Jasmy token, 80x. Let's do it. Welcome to Run My Crypto. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you want to see more videos like this. Let's get into it. Jasmy, 80x. Here we go. All right, guys, a couple key things I wanted to point out about Jasmy is that they're setting themselves up to be huge in Web3. So Web3, if you guys don't understand, is basically the new technology that we're going into, that we're basically transferring out of Web 2 and transferring into Web 3. That's why you have a lot of Web 3 apps that are coming out. iOS has some Web 3 in there, but to basically run it and put it out on scale, I think 5G is also kind of affiliated with that, so that we can scale out our networking. But here's the key thing is that personal data is what they're going after to secure personal data. So they're using like a ZKC, which is the type of system to secure up your data and make sure that you could utilize web information without having to put all of your information out there. So that's super huge, guys, because this is an important aspect. You think about what we have today for securing information and stuff like that. We have like NordVPN. You know, it's just to protect your privacy, you know, because our privacy is like gold. You know, we have to protect that to the best of our ability. And what Jasmy is doing is working towards their IoT system that is going to be able to secure. The way it works is you would pay through Jasmy's blockchain to a customer or consumer, vice versa. As you transfer that information to the customer, it stores your personal data in a block, and the only transaction that flows through is on the smart contract, is the payment from you to a customer or from you to a consumer, however that works, or vice versa, like I said. So that is pretty huge, because when everybody starts to utilize Web3, it's going to be a hot topic, and it's going to be hot to understand that. So another big catalyst for Jasmy is that I believe in Q4, which would be October, November, December, they're planning to do a 35 billion token lockup. And what that is going to do is drive the price, because 35 billion tokens, and Jasmy is it's a fixed 50 billion token project. That means that they don't produce more, so you can't actually compare them to something like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin, where they could continuously pump out more coins, and create this burning to be able to bring the value up. So that's really the only way that you could knock out these huge token projects like Shiba Inu, for example. Shiba Inu's got like 400 quadrillion or some crazy number, and they've been burning and burning and burning and burning massively. Like, I think I've watched it for over a year now, and they've burned tons and tons of Shiba Inu, and that's actually stabilizing the price. And then once the bull run comes, you'll see Shiba Inu get blown up. So if you've seen me in another video, I've talked about how Shiba Inu can potentially go up, but it's going to take some time because in the process they have to burn out all these tokens. But what Jasmy has done is they set a 50 billion fixed token supply. So that means that that's all that's been created, and then eventually will become a limited supply, especially if they lock up 35 billion tokens. That's going to allow Jasmy to push up, and I believe push up to the $1 to $2 range, back to where they started from, especially if big investors get into it, like the institutional investors, once they understand. And I really do believe that big institutional investors from Japan are going to jump into this when the bull run's hitting, and they're probably already secured big bags already, but when the money's flowing in, these guys are going to be putting it down and getting their bags full, and that's going to, and they'll lock up these tokens, and that's when you'll see the price start to pump up. And that's where, and I'm saying ADX very mildly because that's just where 24 cents is. And I mean, that's really nothing, to be honest with you. I mean, I think it's going to go to that $1, especially once this lockup goes in Q4. Like I said, anywhere from October through December 2023, they're going to do that, and that's going to drive this price up. Now, super bullish on it, but let me let you guys know, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a risky investment, but when it plays out, you'll get the biggest returns on investment. So I can easily say comfortably that ADX is not far-fetched. I mean, that's like reality at the most. I'm super excited to see what the lockup's going to do to the coin, and it's going to happen right before the Bitcoin halving and then the Litecoin halving. Well, the Litecoin halving, I believe, comes about a couple months prior to the Bitcoin halving, if I'm not mistaken. Which is super awesome, because once these halvings start, that's when you see pumps come into the market, and you know, all the coins are going to flow out of Litecoin into the altcoins, but you'll get the biggest tsunami when Bitcoin money flows out of Bitcoin and into the altcoins. It's going to be crazy. That's where we get our bull runs. So here's the deal with Jasmy. I'm comfortable with the ADX. I would set my targets to roughly cash out around ADX. Kind of watch it though. I have set, if you watch some of my other Jasmy videos, I have set plans in place on how to exit that project, especially with the, you know, my 3. It's always 3, guys. You get 3 bags, and then the 4th one I would hold, just in case Jasmy does hit that 75 cents, that 80 cents, that $1. You know, it's not too late to sell, especially if you're holding a bag for the end, because I mean, at this point, if you were to sell, you know, you buy now at 0.003, you sell at that 24 cent level. Even before that, you've probably just went buku on your investment. So definitely would get your returns back easily. But yeah, those are the main things that I think that Jasmy is going to be important to invest in, because of what their project's doing with Web3. I mean, they've been through some, you know, downfalls, but they seem to bounce back significantly. And the way that that continent or that country looks at them, as far as Japan, they're calling it Bitcoin, you know. So I mean, come on, some people, Bitcoin, that's a very bold statement to say that, oh, this is the Bitcoin of Japan. I'm gonna let you guys just soak that up a little bit. So obviously, if the United States came out with a coin called the USA coin and they say it's the Bitcoin of the USA, come on, don't you think all these people would jump into it? So especially if it had a lot of utility behind it too. So there's some there's some speculation between the amount of utility that Jasmy has, but overall, if you dive into their roadmap, they got it laid out pretty sweet. So that's all you got to do. Just go to jasmy.org, check out their roadmap, and you'll learn tons and tons of information. There's a lot of jargon in there that you may not understand. It takes like some, looking up. You got to actually kind of, dissect their roadmap, because the literature is pretty intense, especially if you don't know much about blockchain technology and how to utilize blockchain and all that. So take some geeking out for sure. Definitely some geeking out, but super bullish. The biggest thing, like I said, is the Web3 from Jasmy, the 35 billion token lockup, and then obviously the security of personal data, personal information. Super important for the future. And the way that AI is going, technology is going, it's going to be a real big catalyst. That's something you're going to need, is security for your personal information and stuff like that. All right, let's get into the charts of Jasmy, so I could go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, looking at the charts, this is always like one of the key things that I like to look at. Understanding where we're at today, so that's 0.003. Understanding where we were in the past, which is $4.29. But we know realistically that, there's a chance that we won't hit that $4.29 all-time high, because how far we've come down, right? Because we're talking, as far as like market cap goes. So the market cap at the all-time high was 1.32 billion with $368 million of volume. That's money flowing into the market, 368 million at the time. So if we look at some of where we've been at, this year, we see a market cap of 342 million and 298 million. And then the volume roughly stays around anywhere from 98 million to 107 million, so on and so forth. But here's the most interesting thing that you need to understand. When they lock up 35 billion of these tokens, that's going to take this to a even tighter fixed cap. So that's going to ultimately knock out 35 billion of their supply. That means that will leave them with like 20 some billion of their supply, which in doubt cannot say that they will not rise in price, because the facts are, with the limited supply and more purchasing power going through, that's going to drive everything up. That's going to drive it to be able to hit that range of like $1.30, I think, somewhere around there. And that's why I'm saying, that's one of the main reasons why you want to take that risk, right? Well, I mean, for me personally, I would take that risk, because you're telling me a couple different things, right? You're telling me you're going to cut down that supply, and it's already a fixed supply. And you're telling me that you have a a big narrative in your country, and investors are going to want to come in. Sorry guys, throat's a little choppy. But investors are going to want to come in, and that's going to pump that price even higher. So I think we will see another $1 billion market cap. Now, the difference between the $1 billion in Jasmy back then to the $1 billion to Jasmy today are coming up with the lock supply. That's actually going to drive this price up higher than we think. So the goal is to understand that they are going to move forward with doing that. They've already listed on other exchanges. So this is going to be pretty much at the fingertips of a lot of people. I do believe that Jasmy is going to the moon, straight up. There's just no ands or ifs or buts about it. They're promising reliable technology. They're promising Web3 innovation. They're dubbed the Bitcoin of Japan. They're locking up tokens. I mean, they're doing a lot, and people kind of don't take that into consideration. The fact that they're moving into being more innovative towards Web3, and that's going to be huge, guys. So my prediction is ADX put us at 24 cents easily, but ultimately we could 100 to 200x very, very swiftly and easily. So plan your strategy. How far are you really willing to go? You know, that's what's going to depend on how much money you make in this industry. So with that being said, huge catalyst coming. I mean, Bitcoin ETFs, that's going to be huge. BlackRock is involved. So anything BlackRock touches, you know, there's tons and tons of money. So crypto is not going nowhere. Just muster through this funky news that comes out with these coins and you'll be on top, guys. All right, guys. Hope you guys love this short video on Jasmy. Super bullish. I believe Jasmy is going to the moon, as my buddy would say. And I think we'll make some maximum potential gains out of this 2025 bull run. All right, guys. Stay ready. Stay prepared. Be blessed, guys, as always. Make sure you're making the best financial decisions when investing in crypto. And again, this video is not financial advice, but some education and information for you guys. Take care.